We spend billions on AI security, building these incredible digital fortresses, right? But what if I told you the biggest vulnerability in that whole setup is actually you? Yep, today we're digging into why human behavior is the most critical piece of the AI security puzzle.
Okay, so everything we're about to get into today comes from some really solid material. This is part 13 of a 15-part series, and it's all based on a comprehensive tutorial on AI cybersecurity by Virtualization Options LLC. So we're really just breaking down the key points from their work here.
So think about it. We're in this age of incredible billion-dollar AI security systems, right? They're designed to be smarter and faster than any hacker. But with all that tech, what do you think is the single biggest vulnerability? The one thing that can bring it all crumbling down?
Yeah, it's us, human behavior. I mean, the source material really hits this point home. You can have all the brilliant AI in the world, but it just can't stop a single person from clicking on a bad link. But here's the interesting part, and it's a huge twist. While we're often the problem, we can also be the solution, the strongest defense even.
All right, so first, let's look at how things go wrong. How do we, with our everyday habits, end up undermining these incredible defenses? How do we become, the unwitting accomplice in all of this?
Okay, let's start with the absolute basics, passwords. Our credentials. It sounds so simple, right? But poor credential management? Things like reusing passwords, picking easy ones, sharing them. It's still the #1 way attackers get in. You know that password you use for your streaming service and your work email? To a hacker, that's not just a password. It's literally the golden ticket.
And this is a big one. Think about it from a hacker's perspective. Why bother trying to break down a reinforced steel door when you can just trick someone into handing you the key? That's social engineering. It's just so much easier to exploit human trust than to crack an AI defense system. And now, oh man, with AI-powered phishing emails, they are so good, so personalized, it's almost impossible to tell they're fake. That one little click, it's not just a simple mistake, it's basically you holding the door open for the bad guys.
And it's not just about passwords and emails. There are other ways we weaken the system. Like, ever use your personal Dropbox for work stuff? That's called shadow IT, and it creates a huge blind spot for the security team. Or maybe you bypass a security rule just because it's easier. Well, you might as well have just poked a hole in the firewall. And delaying reporting something suspicious, that just gives attackers more time to do damage. It all adds up.
Okay, so enough about the problems, right? This is where the story gets really interesting. We've talked about how we can be the weak link. Now, let's flip that on its head and talk about how we can be the strongest defense. The source material is super clear on this. We are not just a liability. We can actually be the smartest, most powerful security tool a company has. We can be the first line of defense.
You know what? The fixes are actually pretty simple. Look at this side by side. For every bad habit, there's a really good one to replace it. Instead of reusing passwords, you get unique ones. Instead of trying to remember them all, you use a password manager. And the biggest one, the real game changer, enabling multi-factor authentication, or MFA. Seriously, it's like putting a deadbolt on your front door. It just works.
This one is less about tech and more about, well, culture. If people are afraid of getting in trouble for clicking something weird, they're gonna stay quiet. And that silence, that's exactly what an attacker wants. But if you have a culture of safety, a no-blame environment where people are actually encouraged to report things immediately, well, now every single employee becomes a sensor for the security team. And in this game, speed is everything. A fast report can literally be the difference between a small problem and a total disaster.
So really it boils down to just 4 core habits. Think of it as your personal security checklist. 1, stay vigilant. Scrutinize those emails and requests. 2, use strong authentication. That means unique passwords and MFA everywhere. 3, protect the data. Use the right tools, be responsible. And 4, report things fast. Anything weird, let security know right away. None of this is rocket science, but when you put them all together, it creates a defense that technology alone just can't match.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. The big takeaway here is that the future of AI security isn't some battle between humans and machines. It's not one or the other. It's about building a human firewall. It's about creating a partnership where our human intuition works hand in hand with the raw power of AI.
And this quote from the source material just nails it. We act as human sensors. And AI is amazing at spotting patterns in data, for sure. But it doesn't have that gut feeling, you know? That little voice in your head that says, that email from my boss sounds off. That intuition is our superpower, and it's something automated systems just can't replicate.
So, When it comes right down to it, here's the bottom line. Technology is only half the equation. It's an absolutely crucial half, but the other half is you. It's always been you.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. At your workplace, are you guys actually building a human firewall, or are you just buying the fanciest tech and kind of leaving the door unlocked? It's something to really consider.